If there's one thing COVID released and showed us, is the chaos we each have. You had nowhere to hide. For a good 6 months you were locked in your house and you couldn't move and you had nowhere to hide. And if you're going to go into the next level of your life, if you're going to finish strong, you have to face the chaos that you come with. Because this is the thing, what you think is delaying you is not. A lot of us are in spaces and we think God has forgotten us, God is delaying certain things in our lives, but what I've come to realize is that He's giving you time and space to deal with the chaos. Because if you get to your platform while you still have that chaos, you're going to self-sabotage. If you get to that relationship that you're dreaming about, before you've dealt with the chaos you come with, you're going to get there and self-sabotage. I remember having a conversation with someone and I was saying to them, I finally have what I've wanted, but because of where I've been through and the things that I've gone through, I no longer have the ability to actually accept what I wanted. Like my appetite for the things that I wanted had gone away. And that showed me that you have to deal with the chaos of where you came from. And some of us, we're walking into businesses with chaos. So the first client that says no to you, you're like, I knew it. This business is not going to work. You walk into careers with chaos, and the first time your boss craps you out because of the chaos you came with, you're like, oh, one trial out. And your whole anger bursts because you walked into your platform, but there was chaos. With the year that we're faced, life is showing us that each and every one of us has chaos, and you have to deal with it. Because the hardest thing about life is making somebody else pay for the chaos they were not part of creating. Most of us, that's what we do to our colleagues, that's what we're doing in our relationships, that's what we're doing to our dreams, that's what we're doing to our kids. You raise them with limiting beliefs because of your own internal chaos. One of the things my mom always used to say to me is that don't forget that we come from poverty, right? In Setswana she'd say, right? Every time when I'd want to go and make friends, she's like, don't make friends with rich kids, don't forget, we come from a poor background. All she was saying to me is, I have undealt chaos. And because she hadn't processed it, she was raising me with those constraints. So every time you have your dreams, are they meeting you free or are they limited by the chaos you came with? Every time you have an idea of a business, every time you think of wanting to, start a new career, go after a certain thing, you're facing this qualification. Are you facing it with a free mind, or is it finding you in the midst of chaos that you haven't faced because there's always noise around you? When will you pause and face the chaos? One of the greatest lessons one of my mentors taught me, he said, there are certain lessons you don't want God to be the one to teach you. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? And he's like, you know what? You don't want God to be the one to teach you how to be humble. You don't want Him to be the one to teach you how to be patient. Like, if you can quickly learn it, learn it. Because if you leave it to Him, He's got His ways and they're not as comfortable. Right? What am I saying? Don't let life have to be the one to pause you to say, deal with this chaos. Because if life has to force you to pause, it does it in a very ruthless manner. Trauma, loss, hardship, right? Those are things that life hits you with to get you to pause, because you in your own state, you're busy with the noise and not wanting to pause and deal with the chaos. If you're going to go to the next level in your relationships, in your career, in your work environments, in your businesses, you have to confront yourself, and the first thing is you come with chaos. I came with chaos. There's so much work. There's still chaos that I'm dealing with. I remember when we met, there were so many limiting beliefs that I had, and I'm so grateful for friends who've become brothers like him, who have shown me the things I needed to process and deal with. And the stuff that we're still unpacking, right? But I'm able to stand here today because I've confronted certain levels of chaos. Growing up, I hated speaking. Absolutely hated it. When I had to do speeches, I would almost pee in myself because it was a mess. I'd always have speaking cards, then one falls, now you're messed up, and it was just terrible. Hated speaking to women because I was just, Wababa was a thing, man. Chaos, right? But had I not faced that chaos, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today. Had I not faced that chaos, I wouldn't be able to help the people that I'm helping today. Do you understand? What am I saying? There are people whose prayers are dependent on you facing and dealing with your chaos. Because you carry the answer that they are praying for. But until you deal with your chaos, you're not in a position to pour into them what you can. Every time the platform comes, you say, no, it's not for me, it's for them. All you're saying is, I've got chaos I haven't dealt with. And yet your voice was the one that was meant to speak into that life. Your experiences and the things you've survived were the ones that were meant to pour into that life and show that person that you can overcome this. But because you haven't dealt with your chaos, you self-sabotage. Don't let your platform find you in the midst of undealt chaos. Hi champions, thank you so much for watching our content. Remember to leave us a like if you liked the content. Make sure you drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next videos. And hey, make sure you share this with your friend. Let's impact the world together. So thank you so much champions. See you next week.